We are recording, and I'm getting ready to start the broadcast. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to go ahead and give it a few minutes to let everybody start piling into this lovely thing that we call Zoom for our amazing presentation tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back shortly. Looks like we got some people from, we got Florida jumping in here. We got Arizona. Wow, nice.
Hey, welcome Arizona in the house.
We got Dallas. We got more Florida. We got North Carolina. I'm seeing some more North Carolina. I'm seeing some Milwaukee, some Atlanta, A-Town. We got some Illinois, some South Florida. Welcome, everybody. I truly appreciate you guys taking the time tonight. We'll get started here in just a few minutes as more people keep rolling in. That's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful morning. Oh, we got Delaware, Vermont. Look at you guys. Way to throw them out there. Nokomis. Palm Harbor. We'll go ahead and get started here in just a few minutes. Truly appreciate you guys jumping on early so we can all get logged in and start on time. Okay, guys, it is 7:30. I really want to thank you all for taking the time for joining us tonight and trusting the person that invited you to the business presentation tonight and therefore trusting us. I'm Eric Drew. I'm the Unfranchised Business Presentation Coordinator for the Sarasota, Florida area. And I actually want to welcome you guys. And again, thank you for taking the time to check out tonight, just evaluating and getting some more information. I want to thank you for joining us with the Southeast Regional Weekly Business Presentation. And I actually get the honor to introduce to you guys not only an amazing businesswoman, mother, grandmother, glam mother, as I always say. You know, you can see her acclimates on here with occupational therapist and fitness professional, and all that stuff is great. But her and her husband, Pip, have been able to create this business into $10,000 into a 4-week pay period. They have made and helped so many other people do it. And I know them personally as a friend and as a mentor. And I know something that really drives her is helping other people do that same thing. So I am honored, I am blessed, and I am privileged to be able to introduce to you guys the amazing Beth Black. Beth, take it away.
Thank you, Eric. You're such an amazing person. For him to take on this role, we just all need to thank him for taking on this role and putting this together every single month. So thank you again. So welcome all guests, and welcome to all of the seasoned unfranchised owners that are here as well. I don't know if you're here for your first time, second time, third time, maybe 50th time, but I think that we should all thank the person who invited us because as I looked at this 24 plus years ago, I will tell you this, somebody said to me, there's no decision to be made tonight. And it's still the same way 24 years later, there's no decision to be made tonight. We are here to simply impart some information to you to see if it may or may not be a fit for you. But here's what we do know. We know that all of us know other people that it is a fit for. So it's just a matter of evaluating the information and figuring out who it might be a fit for so that we can help more people. And so with that being said, Eric did a great job of introducing myself, but I just want to tell you back in the late 90s, we had 2 little ones, and I actually was not looking for a business. So maybe you're here looking for a business. Maybe you don't think you are looking for a business. I wasn't. We both had very good jobs, but in the early 90s, we both had moved to Florida. We bought our first home, had our first child, and then got laid off. I was pregnant with that first child when I got laid off, and 3 weeks later, my husband got laid off. So we kind of, you know, what do you do at that point? You sit back and go, you shed a few tears, of course, and then you sit back and go, now what? And we decided that one of us had to go to work for ourselves. What we didn't realize though, no one had ever taught us about what I call the L factor, which is leverage. Nobody had ever taught us about leverage. And here's the reality of it, that most people are either employees in this country or self-employed. And we have this work, this ethic, this drive, but we don't have leverage. And so tonight's going to be all about creating leverage. So back in the late 90s, when I saw this, it wasn't on Zoom, it was in a hotel room. And I sat there and I thought, gosh, what if I could just make an extra $600 per week? I would not have to go to work as an occupational therapist. I was working part-time, and I wouldn't have to go to work part-time, and I'd be able to stay home with our kids and raise them, because I became a mom because I wanted to be a mom. And so that's really what I started for. But what you're going to see is that every 6 months, the company recognizes people for achieving new levels in their business. And we were watching $1 million earners grow every 6 months, and more of them being added. And I kept thinking, what if? What if? And so it's not what I saw at the beginning, but it's what I realized I could become. So again, welcome here. Whether this is a fit for you or not, really there's no decision to make tonight other than just determining whether you'd like to get some more information. So let's get started. So what is Shop.com? An amazing name. Shop.com, powered by Market America, provides a system for entrepreneurs to create an ongoing income. Ongoing income, meaning residual income. Whether you go to work or not, the money still comes in. That's called leverage, okay? And become financially independent while providing consumers worldwide with a better way to shop. So financially independent means that we can make choices. We have choices to make in life of how to live our life. Now that sounds all well and good, but I could tell you it's also about being prepared, because you never know. I always told my kids, you can't live at the top of the mountain all the time. Life is going to be a roller coaster. It's going to have twists and turns and upside downs and inside outs. And you need to be prepared for those times. And so we, through this revolutionary technology and the power of people, are creating the economy of the future. We actually can honestly say that if we did not have this technology, we would not ever have been able to create what the company's created. And it's powered just by people like you and me. And so it's really these 4 cornerstones that have changed our economy that fuel us to be able to be who we are today. There's 4 major trends, and I can tell you, this is nothing of surprise to you. Retail store collapse. This is not just something we're seeing in the last couple of months. This has been going on a very long time. The Macy's of the world, the JCPenney's of the world, the Sears of the world, the Toys R Us of the world. We have seen major changes. And why are we seeing this retail store collapse? Because of the next one, the rise in online sales. You may or may not shop online, but I can promise you something, even if you don't, you know people who do. Because the rise in online sales just keeps going up year after year after year. And because of that, we're seeing a closure of these stores because they don't need to have their goods all over the place. And when we go out looking for something, where do we go? We go to friends, we go to neighbors, we go to people we know in business. We go to Yelp, we go to Travelocity, we look for peer reviews to see what we want to buy. Well, what's happened is there's been a shift in the marketplace where we are now able to pay people to be influencers without having to get a job as an influencer. Because again, employees and self-employed are not the ones that create leveraged income in our world. The people who create leveraged income in our world are business owners and investors. That means you're either leveraging people or you're leveraging money. So we teach through this system how to leverage all of those things to be able to create your economy of the future, where we're all working together cooperatively. There's been a rise in entrepreneurship because so many people have been through so many challenges with business, with jobs, etc. But it's really that we're getting paid for this, being an influencer, one-to-one marketing, word of mouth, sharing a good story with somebody. So we are not a franchise, but we are so similar to a franchise. So I really want to emphasize this, because when I was looking at business with my husband after that happened in the early 90s, we looked at franchising and we realized in order to start our own traditional business or franchise, we were going to need to make 3 to 5 times the net. So if we wanted a 6-figure income, we were going to have to invest 3 to 5 times the net. Now, we know a lot of friends who are in business or who have been in business. And I can tell you many of them have spent way more than that and never reached or achieved that level. Some have, But it took so many challenges, so much stress, so many different things they had to overcome. And for that, they lost sometimes their health over it. So I don't know about you, but that didn't sound like fun to me. I wanted something that was going to leverage my efforts, leverage my time, but I didn't understand leverage because it's not something that we were taught. So leveraging is something that a franchise offers. It does give people leverage. It also gives leverage through the system, through the standardization and the uniformity. So we're very much like a franchise in that we have all these things that are provided to us. The company provides us the marketing systems, the management systems, the tracking systems. They provide all that for a simple little, you ready for this? $21.95 per month. Now, that is not a lot. However, I looked at that and went, this sounds too good to be true. And I want to promise you, stick with me, because it's amazing, honestly, what this company gives us to be able to get started. And I tell you, it's all because of the founder of the company. J.R. Ridinger, back in the 80s, had this vision and he was written about it. And then it took until 1992 before his wife basically kicked him out the door and said, go prove it. And so here we are 28 years later, and the company has had consistent growth over all of these years. And so when you look at the fact that we have these systems in place and we pay $21.95, JR's vision was, I want the average person who's willing to work to be able to get out there and be able to work and build a business alongside of what they're already doing. So we didn't have to open the doors of a franchise every day. If you have one of these, you're in business. We used to say home-based business, but honestly, it's part-time with flexible hours. That's what I was looking for. Little risk, no fees, no royalties, minimal expenses. It's really these tax advantages of owning a business online are huge. And so we have all the benefits of a franchise, but all of the things that make a franchise difficult for people, we've taken out. And the company, like I said, was started in 1992. We are a global product brokerage company. We do not manufacture anything. I'll get to that in a minute. And we're an internet marketing company that specializes in one-to-one marketing, word of mouth, back and forth, sharing a good story, a good solution, finding out what people are looking for and bringing them what they need. And we're headquartered and started in Greensboro, North Carolina. Like I said, JR and Lauren started this company back in 1992. And when they started, it had very humble beginnings, very similar to any other company. They started in their home. And so the warehouse was like in the living room, and the customer service and telephone calls were in the kitchen, and all of the shipping was in the garage. I mean, imagine this. And they've grown it to this multi-billion-dollar company today. But the thing is, you're going to see in a second what they've done for so many other people. Stick with me, because you're going to be able to hear from another $1 million earner and others that are well on their way to achieving that same thing at the end of this session. But we have operations all over the world. But what I'm really, really proud of is our reputation. Because here's the thing, you can go and look up shop.com, and I want to encourage you, don't just go jump on shop.com, because you really want to get with the person who invited you tonight and get a very special, unique link to their site so that you can make sure you're connected to them. And we're going to show you how you can save money and earn money, etc. But I really want to say this. It's a wide web out there. You can go out, and sadly, anybody can write anything, anywhere they want. They can put their own, everybody puts their stuff out on social media today, whether it's good or bad or ugly. But the thing is, you want something with reputation. And for me, the Better Business Bureau was the king of kings. They have a good reputation. And I am so proud to say that this company for over 15 years has had an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. And not only that, we've won the Torch Award that you can see for trust, performance, and integrity. These are huge things. These are very important to me. So I encourage you, when you do your research to get the facts, make sure you're getting facts. Make sure you're not just getting fluff. And so when I mention about the money, $9.5 billion in retail sales have been accumulated since the inception of the company. Now, I'm not into big numbers. Maybe you are, and I'll go over the numbers in a second, but I can tell you this, I look for charts that look like this. And charts need to go up. And when I looked at a lot of business charts with my husband, who is about numbers, I would see charts where you would see something go way up and then crash back down. I didn't want that. I wanted something that was going to have a long-term income, that was going to be a willable asset, that when we build it, it was going to be there for our kids and our grandkids, future generations. So what I'm proud to say is that I've never really seen this in another company. Over half, almost $5 billion has been paid back to unfranchised owners, like the person who invited you on the phone tonight and ourselves. And we have met, like I mentioned, $1 million owners that have accumulated over $1 million in commissions with the company. That is not, like I said, what I saw at the beginning. I was just hoping for $600. That would have changed our life. And it did change our life. But then we started looking at more. And I'm very, very proud to say that my husband was able to retire from corporate America 11 years ago, join me in business, and we've been able to continue to grow this business and help so many other of thousands of unfranchised owners achieve $300 to $3,600 per week. And honestly, you can make more than that. So it's really not about every little detail that I'm going to show you tonight matching up to you. It's about matching the business plan to fit what your plan is. So what is your plan? Well, I'm sorry to say, and I hope that this isn't your plan, because this is what we were taught. It is what we bought into, whether we like it or not, is the 45-year plan. The 45-year plan tells us that we're going to go to work, and we're going to work for the best 45 years of our life to make 95% of the people wealthy. Sadly, what happens is the fact that we are actually putting those people who are business owners and investors who are leveraging the rest of us. So if you're a business owner, kudos, congratulations. But I could tell you as a business owner, we didn't feel like we were getting ahead. We felt like we were still working. And I found out that was because I was overly self-employed. And so when you look at this, what happens to that 95%? 95% of the people just aren't making it. Sadly, at the age of 65, which is supposed to be around retirement, start working around 20, that's your 45 years, some don't even make it. A very good percentage of them don't make it. And then sadly, the rest of them are either struggling or still working. And it's because this 5% either started and created a business with leverage or they inherited it. And so I don't know about you, I wasn't getting any large inheritance to be able to retire off of. So we had to go to work. And so, you know, a lot of us, there's a lot of debt out there. I don't need to, you know, disclose all this. I think you're all very well aware of that. But I do want to mention financial security and Social Security, because it's funny. Social Security surely isn't social, and it's surely not secure. And financial security, most people don't have security in their finances. And why is that? Because Social Security, you're looking at almost $1,200 per month. I don't know any little teeny tiny town in America where you can live off of $1,200 per month and enjoy life. Add to that maybe another 1,000 in savings or in investments, annuities, still not really enough. Are you going to live off of $2,200 per month and feel comfortable? But you would have to have $600,000 in the bank to earn an extra $1,000 at 2% interest, mind you, 2%. We're not seeing that today. So sadly, the millennials of today would have to have double that, at least 1.2 million in the bank to draw 1,000. So, you know, it's really scary out there. And I felt that there had to be a better way, but I had just never been introduced to a better way until I saw this. So again, I congratulate you for keeping your mind open to come explore with us tonight to see if there might be something here for you. I don't know why you're here. I know for us, we felt we had the college funds. We felt we had the income. We felt we had the mortgage and rent covered, the car payments covered. What we did not have was we didn't have time freedom. We were working a lot of hours and we wanted to be able to have flexibility, to be able to be there for our family. So I don't know about you, but I will say this. We thought we had all those things covered, but then things can happen, can't they? And suddenly you find yourself that things that were covered are no longer covered because life is a roller coaster. So again, what is it for you that could make a difference? Or who do you know in your life that something could make a difference, that if they knew they could economically bond themselves with other people and have fun doing it, to be able to go out there and convert their spending into earning? Who do you know? Who do you know who would love something like that? Because all we do We, as a product brokerage company, do not manufacture anything. We're not caught up in the research and development and the manufacturing. What we do is we look for what's the hottest, latest trends out in the marketplace. And we have hundreds of exclusive products and services. You'll see over here on the right that there's a variety of different products. I'm going to go over them in just a minute. But here's the thing. The manufacturer that manufactures our deodorant surely doesn't manufacture our greens or our TLS trim tea. Those are nutritional products. The same goes for our DNA Miracles for children. We are not using the same manufacturer for all these. We go out and seek out the best manufacturer to get the best ingredients, the best quality, the best functional ingredients to be able to create these formulas to be able to come to the marketplace at a competitive price. Now, that's a pretty lofty statement. But I will tell you, after 24 years of using these products and going to so many different manufacturers that manufacture the products at our product symposiums and listening to different people and learning and getting results from customers and being able to bring solutions to customers as well as ourselves, I can tell you I have so much belief that you can't stop me. But the thing is, you as a guest might not have that belief, or maybe you've tried one of these products and you have some belief and that's why you're already here. So we can shift with the marketplace. And if it doesn't make sense for us to bring it in as a branded product, then we're going to go out and we're going to find a partner store that we can partner with. And we have thousands of partner stores I'll go over in a second. And we do not charge a customer to have any kind of commitment to us whatsoever. So our customers can actually register at no charge and they can actually earn cash back. We as business owners don't earn cash back. We actually earn income from the commissionable structure. And so together, between customers, between ourselves, and between our business partners working together with us, we are cooperatively creating the economy of the future. And we package it all up in a nice little shell and we call it the shopping annuity. You're already spending the money, why not get paid for it? But what's very different that I did not understand and leverage that I saw here the day that I went to this back in the 90s was that when you or anyone you lead to shops online or shops from you, you get 100% credit. I'm going to show you some numbers that might make your head spin. I asked how, why? So all I tell you is if you don't understand all of this the first time, and I can promise you you're not, your next step is to get more information and see this at least 2 to 3 times. And so it really wraps up into this. You might be sitting there going, this isn't for me. And that's okay. If it's not for you, I tell you at this point, you can log off, but wait 1 minute. I want to tell you, if you do log off, just thank the person who invited you here tonight and get with them. Get with them so that they can help you open a free account, learn how to save some money on your purchases, and possibly even refer them to some other people, maybe some people you know that this could possibly be a fit for. Because you know what? Honestly, there are people out there right now praying for an answer. And we have something that could be a right fit for that person. If somebody didn't share this with me, I would never have known about it. So I think we have an obligation to let people know it exists. So again, if you're here with us tonight, I'm going to now start to go through some of the details, and that's going to be very quick. But it's a 2 to 3 year business plan that I'm going to lay out. But again, as I said before, it's going to be your plan. It's 2 to 3 year plan to get to a 6-figure, $300, $3,600 per week. You can earn more than that. You can be at the $300 per week. It just depends what you want and what you're willing to work for. But know this, it's not closing the doors of your business. It's not closing your status as an employee. It's simply going to work in 8 to 15 hours, folded into the nooks and crannies of your day to have conversations about this to create an ongoing residual income. So let's jump in. I have to tell you, the success of any unfranchised owner is going to depend on hard work, talent, and dedication that they devote. But isn't that everything in life? It doesn't matter if it's an art, if it's a sport, if it's a relationship. Everything requires devotion. And so it's no different here. You devote yourself just like some of us did here, and you're able to succeed. I, again, didn't think that I would ever be $1 million earner in my life. That was not something I ever even dreamt about. Now, my husband did. But the thing is, when I started this, nothing in my mind or bones told me that I'd be $1 million earner. It's all about becoming something bigger and better and starting to believe in yourself. And so there's 5 steps to building a successful business. I'm going to go through all of them and highlight them for you right now. And so when we apply, you've already applied for something. We all apply for everything. We have to apply for a driver's license, a marriage license, a fishing license. You have to apply for everything in life. So you apply to the company. When you apply, you can apply as a sales rep. I don't recommend that. It doesn't give you any leverage whatsoever. You simply get to buy the product, the branded products at wholesale, sell them at retail, and make a retail profit. However, as an unfranchised owner, for $129.95, and I'm going to show you how that gets wrapped up with a little pretty bow here in a minute, you can actually become an owner. And within 24 hours of opening your business, you are able to start taking customer orders on your website and start cha-ching, cha-ching. People want these products. They want the products we have. You just have to expose them. And so in that subscription of $129.95, you get a lot of things, kind of what I mentioned at the beginning. It's almost amazing that you get all of this stuff. And it's almost too good to be true. But I can tell you, JR wanted success for people. And he preferred that instead of having to put money up front, you have to put sweat equity in. And so you're going to get all these different websites in addition to your shop.com and your globalshop.com. You're going to get websites that you're able to lead potential customers to. You're going to get a getting started guide. It's like your Cliff Notes to the business. You're going to get manuals and magazines, things that are going to teach you. But most importantly, you're going to get a training and seminar system that honestly, right here from your phone, digitally, you can be learning. So no different than you are doing tonight on Zoom. Thank you for joining us. You're going to get this tracking system with all these reports, and I'm going to go through some of that. You're going to get coaching and mentoring by experienced franchise owners. I don't know about you, but when I started my first business, in the 80s, and I say the 80s because really I started my first business probably when I was in elementary school. I was always an entrepreneur, I just never knew it. Selling lemonade and selling apples. And the funny thing is, that girlfriend that I did all of that with is now a business partner today from Arizona. So it's amazing what life can bring. But the thing is, why do we get experienced owners helping us? Nobody came to me when I started my business in the 80s in fitness and rehab and said, hey, let me help you. If they wanted to help me, they wanted me as their employee. So it is all about experienced owners helping each other. Why? Because the rising tide raises all boats. And JR knew that if he made his corporate team unfranchised owners like himself and like everyone else in the field, everyone would have a vested interest to help each other because of the way this 100% credit works. So stick with me because I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But when you open your doors or you open your website, what's the first thing you need? You need customers. So the goal is to go out and help you find some customers. We work together as teams. All of our branded products are going to have 3 values. They're going to have a cost. They're going to have a suggested retail value. That difference goes in your pocket. And then it has a BV or a business volume. That's the point value assigned to exclusive products to calculate commissions. Now, who do you know in the health and nutrition industry or the weight management industry? Who do you know that's a health professional? Who do you know who's a fitness professional? Who do you know who just loves to work out and loves to stay healthy? Who do you know that has some ailments and would like to feel better and have more energy and vitality in their life? Who do you know that wants to lose some weight? We all know people like this. Who do you know in the personal care industry? Do you wash your hair? Do you use specialty products on your skin and your hair? Would you like to age gracefully? Do you have children in your life? We have products that run the gamut. And I can tell you, when I started this business in my early 30s. And I love it because people in their 20s and 30s can develop a business because we have products that people need and want. But the thing is, there's people now in their 50s and 60s who are going, holy moly, like what happened to my retirement plan? And they're looking for something too. So we have something for everyone and everything for someone. And when we go ahead in here, you're going to see that not only do we have cosmetics and skincare, but we also have business to business platforms. So we have business to business through our internet services division of Web Solutions. and our debt shredder. And what that does for us is allow us to be able to go out, and if you wanted to be able to actually make some really good cash, these are worth thousands of dollars of retail profit, that while you're building that, you're also building leveraged income or residual income through the commission structure. So again, remember, it has the three values. I love that we're always evolving. So not only do we have products for the home in our SNAP and pet products and car products, but we're always looking to see what's hottest, latest, and greatest in the marketplace. So every time the marketplace shifts, like it has in the last 6 months, we are always coming out with new products to answer the needs. And so we've done that over the last 6 months. So get with the person who invited you and find out some of our newest products. If it doesn't make sense for us to put it into our branded products, then what we're going to do is look to partner with that store. So we're partnered with thousands of stores. This is a small sampling. And those stores all offer us IBV, which is internet business volume. It's going to be a percentage of the sale. But what I love about it, it doesn't matter what store it is. It can also be shopping locally and going out to eat. It could be buying your groceries. It could be redoing your home. It can be anything. It could be buying your clothes and your workout clothes and your shoes. But on top of that, what I love, the company is always looking to bring us ways to make life easier for us so that we can do this alongside of what we're already doing. So there's all types of marketing systems that you're going to get, and you're going to get that team of experienced owners to help you figure this out as you go along. So we're going to create business with customers, and through creating business with customers, you're going to become qualified. And so qualification actually opens your banks. And these banks are where these commission points are going to go, BV and IBV, left and right. And the reason it's left and right is because JR said, I want to create a vertical model. And he created this model and got a lot of pushback by people in the industry that said, it won't work, JR. But I can tell you, it has worked. It has worked consistently for 28 years. And we have over $500 million earners and thousands, if not tens of thousands, earning between $300 and $3,600 per week. And others who are earning ongoing, I just lost my train of thought, ongoing money from sales to customers. And so with that being said, we qualify this business with a one-time order that's going to open these banks. Now this happens as soon as you register your business. And so we can register the business with that little package I talked about that comes all wrapped nicely with a bow on top. Okay, so they don't send the bow, but it's wrapped nicely. And it's called the Fast Start program. This can only happen one time at the beginning of your business. So you want to take advantage of this. For $429.95, you're going to get a package that's worth about $600 value. And you can choose whichever package fits best for what you're interested in. So I encourage you, try some products, because you're not going to go out there and share products with people if you don't believe in the products. So that's where you have to try some products. It's going to be free shipping. It's going to open your business. You're going to get all those things I've already talked about, all your websites, all the support materials, your back office, everything to be able to manage your business, get it up and running, and within 24 hours, bam, you're in business. The fourth step is where I get really excited, you guys. And I get excited because this is what I did not understand years ago, was leverage. We're going to activate the business, and activate means that you're going to partner up, team up with some other individuals who also want to be able to learn how to convert their spending into earnings, because we're going to really leverage each other's buying power. And so the idea is that together as a team, you're going to go out and talk to maybe 4 to 6, 10 individuals, introduce them to some products, run it up the flagpole. You might be here evaluating this on behalf of someone tonight for the same exact reasons. And what happens is eventually we find together your Mark and your Kate. And at this point, you are off and running. You are creating 2 vertical organizations where everyone is going to benefit from each other at 100%. And JR said it's got to be 2. And the reason he said it's got to be 2 is because 2 is the least common denominator that yields the highest payouts. And mathematically, from this point forward, everything is about the math. If you don't understand that, do not worry about it. I tell you, it is mathematical, but you don't have to understand the math. It took me years before I understood all of the hows and whys and everything else, and I was making plenty of money before I got there. So the fifth step, where we spend most of our time, is really having fun. It's really about working together as teams, teaching and managing and supporting others to do the same. So it's all about going out and people leading to people. And as people lead to people, an organization starts to develop. Every organization is going to have a left and a right side. And you'll notice every single person has a senior business partner. So here, the senior business partner, if you put yourself in this little white magic box, and then you have a senior business partner. Your senior business partner and the team with you go out and you find your Mark and Kate and you start developing this. What happens is eventually somebody comes along and you've got another new person joining the team. Let me explain this 100% very quickly. When somebody comes on board or any product that's ordered, that goes into that bank account and it flows up at 100% to every single bank account with no dilution to it, to infinity. Do you understand infinity? Infinity and beyond. It doesn't dilute itself. So watch this. The tracking system is so brilliant that JR put together that it tracks it in the system that wherever it goes, it flows just like the tracking system of whatever it's connected to. So if it was Erica, it flows up that way. But what's so beautiful about this, I said from bottom to top, I want to show you from top to bottom. The senior business partner also only has 2 vertical organizations. And so when that senior business partner meets another individual who wants to join hands and have fun with us, all we do is we have to put that person down into the organization. So if the senior business partner leads to Dave and Dave comes on board, everything Dave does for himself, his family, his customers, anything is going to go up the line through the tracking system at 100% for BV and IBV. And I can't even tell you the power of this leverage of everyone cooperatively buying together. So it doesn't matter what you're buying. We're all buying different things. Some of us are buying the same things. It might be a branded product. It might be a shopping annuity product. It might be an IBV product. It is all rolling up into these bank accounts. And then we get to earn commissions off of that. And that's where the leveraged income comes from. You're still collecting your retail profit off of those branded products, but we're getting the commissions, the BV and IBV. So Fridays are a very, very special day in our company. On Friday nights, the computer turns on and it searches through every organization to see if you've hit a threshold yet to be able to earn a commission check that week. Now, every system I had ever looked at, if you didn't hit a commission check by the end of the month, or at the very most at the end of a quarter, you could say goodbye to everything that was there that you had worked so hard for. Well, that doesn't happen here. JR said it takes time for people to build a business. So it might take you 7 weeks, it might take you 13 weeks, it might take you 30 weeks. I don't know. I don't know what your commitment level is to your goals, but I can tell you this, it is looking for all of the BV and IBV from every single person. So you could have people in your organization who are moving faster than you. We did. We had people in our organization that were making 6 figures before we ever hit 6 figures. Where do you find that in business? And so when you look at this, the company is searching through to infinity every single day. At the end of the week on Friday, it looks to see, did you hit 1,200 and 1,200? If you hit 1,200 BV on the left and right, you get that first commission check for 300. Then it just keeps accruing day after day after day until eventually it hits another 1,200 to make it 2,400. You get another $300 commission check. Again, searching and searching week after week, it keeps accruing, get another 1,200, takes it to 3,600, you get another $300 check. And then finally, what we call a cycle, it takes it another 1,400 to the 5,000 mark. And at that point now you have earned $600. So when you go from 0 to 5,000, you have made $1,500 total. Remember, the goal is a 2 to 3 year plan based on part-time hours, folded into the nooks and crannies of what you're already doing. IBV is like a transparent overlay. It works the same way, but it's coming from all of those other stores like Macy's, like Home Depot, like Ray's, like shopping local and going out to eat. And it pays on the same levels as BV, bringing you to a total potential of $3,000 per week. Now, I said 3,600, did I not? So where's that extra 600 come from? Well, as your organization expands, things just go faster and faster. And as that happens, other people in the organization start earning lots of income too. So every Friday that you happen to hit the 5,000 BV mark with your banks filled up, the computer is going to search on the left and the right to find another organization. It could be your own, because we can own as many of these as we want, and they each have the potential of 3,600 per week. Okay, so you're unlimited in your income, but when it finds another one on the left and another one on the right, you get a bonus of $600. That brings you to the 3,600 mark. Now I can tell you, this is a lot of information for one night, and I brought it with a fire hose, but we know that you were here for a reason. So we already know. Why do we know this? Because we've all been there. We've been where you are. And you're sitting there, you're thinking, can this work for me? Does it really work as good as she says it works? We're sitting there and saying, are you right for the business? Because we don't know. There are so many logical next steps for you to take, and I've already mentioned all of them. But here's the thing, if we don't take the next step and we don't try something, then everything just stays where it is, status quo. I'm here to believe that you don't want status quo, or you wouldn't have joined me and stayed with me this long. So thank you for staying with me. But your next steps are really to book a follow-up, to just get more information. This is not a hard decision. This is not a $200 decision. It's not a $2,000 decision, and surely not a $20,000 business decision like a lot of businesses are, or even $200,000. This is all about you making a decision. Is there something here that intrigued me, that made me think, what if? What if I actually was coachable to work with a team of people, have some fun, lock arms, run this up the flagpole with, a dozen people, and see who salutes it. So I want to encourage you to follow up, book an appointment to learn more, see this again, get your questions answered. If you haven't tried a branded product, try a product, attend another one of these business presentations, and give it a trial run. And so I want you to hear from some very special people tonight. You've heard enough from me. So Angelica DeRossi is from Sarasota, Florida. She is a very compassionate person. And how do I know that? Because as a massage therapist and also an occupational therapist that I am, we are not doing what we do if we're not compassionate. So Angelica, can you share, I know you are well on your way and making things happen and helping a lot of people with our products. Can you share a couple of words about Market America?
Yes. Hi, Beth. Thank you. That was awesome. So I'm just going to say, I wrote something here. So I have hydrocephalus and multiple traumatic brain injuries. And I was looking for anything that was a natural treatment for my headaches. I was having to go by ambulance to the ER and get shots of Toradol, which was only just a temporary fix. I was looking for something natural and was lucky enough to come across the OPC3. It was helping with the intensity and the frequency of my headaches, and that helped to subside a little. Being a single mom, though, I couldn't afford it anymore, and this was back in 2002, I believe. So, or 2001. So when I couldn't afford it anymore, I decided to register my business so that I could get it cheaper. In 2003, I learned how to do motives, and I was helping, making some extra money with that as well. Market America was my plan B, just for a little extra income, and in hopes that in one day that it would, become my plan A. In 2012, I had my first brain surgery, which resulted in not being able to walk or talk. In 2015, I had a second brain surgery and then another one in 2016. I was grateful to have Market America because while I was still in the hospitals and rehabilitating, I was still making money from my customers who were reordering. I finally had to resign from Costco because unlike Market America, it didn't wait for me. I ran out of all my time. I couldn't, they basically said either you resign or you come back to work. I wasn't going to come back to work. So that actually turned out to be the best thing I've ever done, was to resign from Costco. At that time though, I was halfway to adrenal failure after all of the brain surgeries and borderline Hashimoto's, leaky gut, and I was a size 19. I decided that I was going to be my first client. And since then, I'm at a size 10 now. I've also been able to follow my passion of health and nutrition and anti-aging. I'm a naturopathic wellness coach now, an integrative neuromuscular therapist, a licensed massage therapist in 2 states, I'm nutrimetric certified, and I'm learning more about offering gene snips to my clients.
Awesome.
I love to help others, and I'm working on helping others to better themselves for a better quality of life. I decided to move down in elevation, so I sold everything and bought an RV and moved down, started RVing last year. We're now headquartered in Florida, and we're loving life. I love my Market America family, and they've always been there through all the ups and downs. This business is awesome. I don't go a day without my products.
Awesome, Angelica. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's amazing. And when I tell you guys that our products are amazing, I mean, it's just amazing what our products have done to give people their life back. And Angelica, thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing all of that, because I know that's not an easy story to always share with people, but you are within your Market America family here. So thank you so much for sharing that. So next, I want to introduce you to one of our $1 million earners, but more importantly than that is it's cool to make $1 million, but this person, this woman, Sharon Lawrence, is way more than $1 million earner. She is a registered dietitian, but more importantly than that, she is just an overall amazing human being that has helped so many people in our company. And how do I know that? Is because she's helped me personally. But on top of that, we're not financially connected. So when I say that the rising tide raises all boats, Sharon is a perfect example of that. And I'm so honored to be able to have her on tonight and to be able to tell you that we are all honored that she actually won our Jerry Siciliano Award this year. And that is not because she's just made money. That is actually like our Trust, Performance, and Integrity Award that the company won. That's kind of our award within the company for our unfranchised owners. And so she is a $1 million earner. She's an executive director, which means she's earned over $25,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. But again, the money's beautiful, but I'm telling you, Sharon Lawrence is an incredible woman. So I know she'll have a few wonderful closing words for us tonight.
Thank you, Beth. I don't know if you can see me. I can see.
I can.
You can, okay. So I want to first say this was an amazing presentation. Thank you for sharing with all of us. And of course, Angelica's story is hard to follow. I'm glad she shared that too. As you mentioned, I've been with this corporation a while, 20 years. And for me, it was a life-changing journey. Like you, I utilized, and Angelica too, I utilized one of the brokered products, which was OPC3. And that profoundly changed my health because I was battling an autoimmune disease. But at that time, I was also running a very large wellness company. And I should say, it was running me. I had this huge ego because I had a very large company with 53 employees. But in the end, I didn't own my time. I didn't own my life. And I was being leveraged by my own company. I was broke at a higher level. I was earning from my business, but I was spending it as fast as I was making it. And like many, I lived in a nice home. I drove a beautiful car. And when I could take the time, I took wonderful vacations, but I wasn't saving. And when my daughter got accepted early decision to an out-of-state university in Delaware, when I was living in New York, I discovered I didn't have the revenue. And then I wasn't able to qualify for any kind of funding either. I made too much, but didn't have enough. And I ended up utilizing this corporation and the revenue streams that I could create with it to be able to pay for my daughter's college education. It saved the day. I didn't realize it when I first affiliated, that it would pay for her college, that it would eventually allow me to buy back my time and my life. And 6 years later, I fired myself. I took the yoke off my neck. I got off that corporate treadmill And I've been financially fit and free ever since. So now I've spent the last 14 years helping individuals to make career choices, life choices, health choices with any of our broker divisions and our incredibly powerful business model, because these systems are everything you described for anyone and everyone that needs a backup plan, a way to reinvent themselves. Having been in their home for the last 3 months, some people are looking at their life and deciding they don't want to be going back to work and having a boss or coworkers decide their life. They want their own freedoms. And in literally a weekend of training, they can reinvent their life. Our systems are so exquisite, our divisions so powerful, that anyone can sneak this model into the corners of their life or do a complete pivot and change their life and go headfirst into a new venture. So thank you for letting me share that. I'm so very grateful to you for explaining this to so many people as beautifully as you did, and for allowing me to share my journey.
Thank you, Sharon. I missed you.
I miss you too.
So as we said, the next step is really for you to get with the person who invited you. But I want to tell you, there are some opportunities coming up, but don't wait for these, because I want to encourage you. What if you got with the person who invited you, and before next week comes and you get to see this again, you could actually have some other people evaluating it with you, because we have none other than Dr. Cheryl Duchess doing exactly what I just did tonight, again next week, same time, same place. But here's the thing, Dr. Cheryl is another one, as passionate as can be. And when I say that someone was in our organization making 6 figures before us, it was her. And so I tell you, you really want to be able to bring people back to evaluate this next week, but don't wait till next week. Okay. And then after that, August 22nd, we have the Trina White from Arizona. And I'd like to say she's coming to Florida or to the Southeast region, but she's coming to us via Zoom. So it doesn't matter where you're coming from, where you are coming from tonight, or where you'll be in August. If you can come join us, this will be one of those types of trainings that Sharon was just referring to, that you can come learn details during a whole day from 9 to 3, and you'll hear from many other people other than Trina herself. And this is what we call our Southeast Region Online Seminar. It is all about business building and learning how to build a business. Although we have lots of tools, it's nice to come together to be able to learn from other people's experiences. And so with no further ado, I want to be able to shoot this back to our business coordinator who runs our business presentations for the Sarasota area. And that is none other than Eric Drew. And Eric, can you close us out for the night?
Absolutely. Wow. What an amazing presentation. I truly appreciate Angelica sharing her story, and Sharon, and obviously you taking your time out too, Beth. There's nothing more that you can do besides looking at this 3 times. Do yourself that favor if you have any inkling of looking at this again. I mean, that's huge to be able to take a look at this 3 times. And like she said, July 14th at 7:30, there will be a link coming out to you guys for Dr. Cheryl Duchess. Take the time to bring some of the smartest people that you know and evaluate it with you. So with that being said, I truly appreciate your time tonight. Thank you all so very much for joining us, and have an absolutely amazing day.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Beth.